Hi, it's 2019. Holy cow. I can't believe it's already here. My name's Kimberly Botello, and I appreciate you taking a moment to watch my video. I actually wanted to share a situation that happened to me recently with a bunch of moms. So, my children, I've talked about them a lot. They're 7, 4, and 1, and two of them go to a Montessori school right now. And I was sitting around with a bunch of moms who they all go to the same school. Majority of their kids are 4. A lot of them didn't have older kids. So I'm one of the ones that have had the kids like go on to the next level and continue on in the school. And I will say that the conversation was so interesting. So they were literally sitting there talking about their 4 year olds and where they would go to college. I was so beyond myself. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, really? Like, I totally believe like kids need to learn, not adults, kids. Kids need to learn. Little kids, they need to learn a passion for learning. They need to love learning. They don't need to be taught how to sit there and constantly like memorize 2 plus 2 is 4. I mean, it's part of it, but it's not the whole thing. And so a bunch of moms were talking about actually how they're gonna take their kids out and go to public schools. And um, again, I'm not like a Montessorian, so I'm not dug into the whole idea of like that's the only way to go. But I do believe that the school system is built to teach us how to be good and how to listen and how to obey anyone that is of authority to us, which I think that's what the school system was really built for. And I'm probably going to get a lot of ridicule for this. But my friend Chris Hughes, who has an amazing podcast called The Above Ground Railroad, actually went through in one of his podcasts all about the school system and the history of it, and had an amazing expert on the show. So I highly suggest you check that out. I'll put that in the links below. And yeah, just check it out because I really truly believe like it is just such a weird thing for like parents to start thinking of college at 4 years old. Um, and I joked around with the group. I said, maybe I'm just a unicorn in the room, but I'm like, I completely want my children to learn how to become creative thinkers. I want them to become an entrepreneur. I want them to think outside of the box. I mean, be the next Elon Musk, be the, Thomas Edison, be, all these amazing inventors that we've had in our past by creatively thinking, not by learning stuff. I mean, I joke around with my husband all the time when he's like, how do you not know that? When we're like talking about some subject I couldn't even tell you one. And I was like, you know what? In my mind, they're useless facts. And, I would never go on Jeopardy because useless facts are just one of those things that I look at and kind of joke about. And so I definitely think that teaching our kids like how to be a person in society is so much more important. And I love the Montessori philosophy for that. They really teach these little people how to live in our world and be a part of it and succeed, which is so great. Um, but when I was talking to this group of moms, one of the things was that, I said, maybe I'm just a unicorn and I want my kids to do this. Like, if you want your kids to go to school, get good grades, go to college, and get a good job, that's fine. Send them to a traditional school, but because that's what school was made for. School was made for everyone to go do that. And guess what? You are meant to be a cog in somebody else's wheel. I'm being honest. And they didn't want you to think outside the box. They didn't want you to become the next Bill Gates. They wanted you to go and work for Bill Gates. And if you look back, majority of the most successful people in the entire world did not finish college. So if you stop to think about that and start looking at Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, I don't know other successful people right off the top of my head. um, you will look and start seeing that there's a bunch that went, but they never finished. They never got a degree. And so you don't need that to be successful in life. I mean, my friends that are going back to school, I had a girlfriend the other day who told me that literally her college debt that she has for school is more than the house that her and her family live in. And she was talking about going back again. All I said to her was, what is this going to do for your career? What's this going to do for your family? Is it going to put you in the right direction? Is it going to get you the job that you want? Is it going to help launch you forward to where you want to be? And I didn't ask her those questions to answer me right back. I wanted her to stop and think about that because it's so important. I definitely want people to go and learn how to become a doctor before they operate on me. I'm not saying that there's not a place for school or schooling. I just think that not everyone needs it. Not everyone has to go to college. And definitely not for our 4-year-olds to start thinking, or our parents to start thinking about our 4-year-olds where they're going. I think that there is so much more learning that we can do in this world and teach our children how to be a part of society. I mean, you probably see all these books behind us. We told our kids that we're not going to pay you an allowance, but we'll pay you to read books. And we'll set up table talks at dinner time to talk about these books that you're reading and just share with us like what you've learned. Wayne Dyer has some amazing kids personal development books out there, and I think they're so important to share with your children because it really gives them a different mindset. I mean, my son, that was so cute the other day, he ran up to one of my friends and shared his affirmations, and they were like, "That's so cute, where'd you get that?" And he was like, "That's my affirmations." And they're like, "What? Like, dude, you have affirmations? You're 4 years old." My 7-year-old has them. And our little girl, she doesn't have any yet, but we say them to her all the time. So I just wanted to share this quick podcast of not podcast. What is this called? Vlog with you guys and just start thinking a different way. Go check out the Above Ground Railroad. I think you might like it. I have actually absolutely loved everything that Chris Hughes has put into those. So I hope you take a moment, go listen to his podcast. And I just thank you for taking a moment to listen because 2019 has some amazing big things coming out. And I'm just excited for this next year. Happy New Year's.